Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello.
We are really nice to be here. Thank you for having us. I'm David Ronel, creative director and co-founder of HKI Paris.
And I'm Guillaume Guessan. I'm a creative developer and lead technical at HKI.
We would like to share with you our past for where we came from and how we evolve and how we are all leading to. A little flashback, we were two creative directors in a big advertising agency, stuck in handling issues and people. And basically, we wanted to get back to our work, craft creation with passion. So we decided to quit. We took the longest vacation ever, 2 months, that will never happen again. And we create our studio, Hellohikimori, HKI, back in 2004. We wanted to create with pride. At this time, we really just have fun. We use HKI as a playground around our studio identity, try to find ourselves, defining our identity. It was exactly what we needed. Freedom, no boundaries, no deadline, no brief, no client. So we just jam on our logo and try to define really ourselves, mixing technique, illustration, done of plenty of logo. As a designer, you're never satisfied, you're doing again, again, again. So we even go in motion, in 3D, stuff like that. And at a certain point, we have to put an online presence to let people know that we were existing and to display our work. And we've done like a website every single month. This time it was like Flash time. Flash was the tool that gives us the freedom to create like everything as your own as a designer. It was like a one-man job as a flasher, doing design, illustration, animation, and development. And at this stage, we've been noticed as artists by the Flash scene that will give us loads of visibility and bring us our first commissioned project. Because at some point, we have to eat and win money. But the question was like, well, we like the stuff that you're doing, but how can you adapt your style to my brand? Honestly, we don't know. We just do the stuff that we know to do, and we just try to adapt our style to a purpose. And as an example, you have to imagine you in 2006, please. So it was the first commercial project on the left for Garnier, which is a cosmetic brand. They came for us like just a simple brief, try to promote a product through an experience. So we bought Puppet, we cut the hair, we made the haircut, we made the mock-up, everything in-house, we made the photo, we make a keyframe animation, full Flash madness, but we had fun, and they really like it. And in the same time, we were like jamming on some Berlin exhibition as a personal artwork. And just to show you one of those is, for us, at this time, a really good example of personal style for a client. It's perfect mix. For the story, it was commissioned by a friend called PG Richardson, who is a creative director from Laundromat, huge motion agency in LA. It has been done 15 years ago, and we finally meet in person 2 weeks ago.
Can you do it? Well, can you? So that's a question that we get asked a lot by our clients, and if you guys work with any form of clients at all, I guess you get asked the same question. And so truth is that most of the time we don't really know, so we're a bit like these guys. We know it can be done, but can it be done by us? We don't know. Definitely, if we say yes, we are taking a risk, but at the same time, no risk, no glory, so you have to take risk at some point to be able to do stuff. And do we have enough skills? Can we do it? I don't know. And if we take the risk, also we make the client take a risk, so it's a bit, but we did say yes a lot, and it got us some more serious projects, like this one for L'Oréal. And for this project, we had to hire our first developer in-house.
And it was a really nice project. It was to revamp the Studio Light brand from L'Oréal. Nothing about the product, just about the brand. They really use us as creative values and give us the complete freedom in terms of conception to production, as we really like to handle everything. And that's really let us create this experience, and we had the chance also to involve all of our friends in the creative network to be part of it, such as musician, illustrator, motion designer, photograph, such as He-Boy, the Designer Republic, Jay Magura, Joshua Smith, and so on, big names.
So as we progress and we make some more serious projects, we have to be able to reassure the clients to make sure that they understand that we are not some freelancers in their room doing the stuff, but a full-fledged studio with more people coming in. And we try to do it by showing them that we are serious, kind of, and it works.
So as we were starting and start to be approached by direct clients, we get back and approached by agencies. But the approach was a bit different, and what we really appreciate, they came to us like they were like seeking for the proper director when you want to direct a movie. They came to us as interactive director. They were seeking some style with flash madness, vectorial shape, blah, blah, and they came to us for this project, which SFR, which is a phone mobile provider, I think, French stuff. And basically they wanted to create some kind of online game. So basically it's a giant map where you have different entry points that lead you to mini games. But I thought the casting was really perfect. We got the freedom to create the stuff that we really like vectorial shape, flash madness, keyframe. Seriously, the source file is pure madness. But we had so much fun. It was like really a nice project. And as we are really into Flash, and Flash was constantly evolving and give us the freedom and through different add-on, and they were like starting to get 3D stuff into the software. So we jump on this to create this platform for Le Coq Sportif, which is a French sports brand, and where we had to mix the 3D vectorial shape, and we got some answer music from Toxic Avenger.
Cool project. So at this point in time, it's not anymore a one-man job with doing everything as a flasher. We split the expertise between artistic directors and developers, each focusing on their field. So we become a team of experts, but experts in the sense of not that we know everything, but that we are really focusing on one field.
So the more we work, the more we learn. As we are entering a new era, more incoming project, we're starting to grow carefully. But hopefully the project gets diversified, but still with the same approach, the artistic approach that really suits us. And we got the chance to work with Diesel during a year, doing multiple different experiences, where we had the chance to push boundaries and always improving. And as we are really into experience, we got a new client that came for promoting TV shows. True Blood, 6 Feet Under, Glee, Walking Dead, and so on. The client came to us with a simple brief: watch the TV show and make something cool. What can you expect better than that? So at this point, as we've been always into Flash, and the Flash was our main tool, and start pushing the boundaries with new stuff, this TV show is about high school, teenager, musical comedy, stuff that we are not into, but we find an opportunity to experience some online game, a SingStar online game. We work on that, and to be honest, until the very end, it wasn't working. But we made it. Hopefully.
Walking Dead. So much more our kind of stuff, to be honest, than Glee.
Gore.
At the time, we were big Walking Dead fans, I mean, from the comics, and also we were big video game fans, and we still are. And since we had these very open briefs, like, you know, to make some online experience and do anything you want, we decided, okay, why not try to make a kind of video game? We had no knowledge on how to make a game, and it was very, very hard. Also very fun. We learned a lot of stuff, but you know, it was very humbling to find out that people in the game industry, they know their shit, right? You can't just improvise yourself a game designer. But we tried and we learned a lot of stuff. It was in 2010, so at the time it was in Flash still. 3D in the browser was not so much, but yeah, it was working, but it was very intensive for your CPU, so it's a very intensive experience. But anyway, we want to show you a quick case study. So we have a very stiff model of Rick coming out of the hospital, fleeing zombies, very scary zombies.
It's back in 2010.
So it works like a kind of intro to the TV show where, I don't know if you guys saw it, but at the very beginning of the first episode, Rick wakes up in the hospital and he doesn't know what's going on. And there are zombies and he tries to escape, and yeah, that's like the ending scene of the TV show, first episode.
Just something that we can talk about this project quickly. 2 weeks after the release of the game, the client came to us like saying, okay, no killing.
No blood.
No blood. Okay, guys. So we're gonna just make Rick everywhere. So let's switch. As we were like starting doing 3D through Walking Dead games, we definitely want to experiment more in a personal area. So we start to make artwork, stuff like that into 3D, and that made us to hire our first 3D designer in-house to have this expertise. And at this point, we've been invited to be speaker in a design festival.
Like today.
And you know how it's an honor to be there. And they also asked us if we wanted to create the main titles, which is a big opportunity. And this is something that we really wanted to do because it was a field that we never tried. So we jump on this. And as an example, in 2010, we create the main title for Mad in Spain. On the left, it's involving butcher, blood, flesh, and dubstep music. And on the right, it's from Pixel Show in Brazil. It's involved with femme fatale, tattoo artist, and dubstep music. We're gonna need you here. We have just time for one. Just be aware that the one on the left, Mad in Spain, is our favorite, but be careful, we are sorry for vegan. It can be tough.
You guys haven't eaten yet, so it's okay, I guess.
Fresh food. So please raise your hand for the one on the left, which is Mad.
Yeah. Good choice, guys.
I think it's the one. And the one on the right?
No,
I'm sorry, guys.
They want
I'm so sorry.
They want the blood. Avert your eyes, I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, I could eat now. No, you're hungry?
Bon appétit. So we are doing like more and more development, film, 3D, and we are hiring more and more experts at this time. More knowledge and skills across medium and people. But still, each member, we're really focusing on their own expertise. Keep in mind that we want to stay small as a studio, as a family.
Along the way, there have been disruptions in the landscape of digital storytelling, and we had to adapt to survive. So example of such disruptions would be the growth of mobile usage, emergence of new technologies, emergence of new trends in design, like minimal design, which we don't really like, and overall, a lot of new challenges to overcome. And the biggest of them all for us was the end of Flash.
Thanks, Steve.
So we were big Flashers. A lot of our stuff that we did as experiences online were made in Flash. So it was really annoying for us that we had to, change our focus and rethink what we were doing and what we needed to do now, and to be able to choose our next path. But we did, and we tried to make a new kind of project and new experiences without Flash in HTML5 and Canvas. Basically, this one is another project for a TV show for HBO, which is called Magic City. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to be able to use different tools while keeping the same mindset and also keeping the same level of quality, to say. So we need to be able to transpose our skills from this old field to the new field. And I think it was definitely easier to do with our background in Flash because we didn't have to learn so much, just like, a bit of libraries and code, but basically it's the same kind of project. Another example of a project that we did both before the end of Flash and after the end of Flash is the VJing. VJing is a very ongoing project at HKI that it's been forever that we've been working on this. And just to explain, I think you guys know VJing, but it's a library of visual assets that react to music in real time that you can use during live shows or in parties or to show your mom or whatever. And so on the left is the Flash version that we did of the VJing in 2007. And on the right is the WebGL version that we did in 2012. So it's very much the same approach, even if the styles are different, but with different tools. But that's okay, to change tools. Another example of a project that we did 2 versions of, one in Flash and one in HTML5. This one is a project for Orange that is called Universery. And it's a kind of data visualization about showrunners, where each showrunner is displayed as a planet, and we try to relate how each showrunner relate to what show and to which showrunner, etc. And so again, different styles. The one in 2011 on the left in Flash, and 2012 in HTML5. So the styles are different, but the user experience is very much the same. And what we wanted to do is that we wanted the change of technology to be basically invisible for the user.
So as we were getting our first step in directing movie, as a reference, we just had the Mad and Pixel show. We've been approached by Givenchy to pitch on the movie. It was like a 2-day pitch. They came to us with an open brief to promote a new product. We make like storyboard, mood board, scenario. We came to us, we won the pitch. They had absolutely no feedback. We just asked again, you sure? That's never happened again. Super awesome shooting, models. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy to have this freedom to create whatever you want in this optical brand. Working with the creative director, Riccardo Tisci, at this time, we were kind of fan of his work. And we work with the music of Geza Felstein. It was an insane first experience for a commercial project. So as we were into movie, we been approached also after by Red Bull. Bigger project, bigger like worldwide, 45 different countries. It was for Red Bull BC1, which was like a breakdance competition, obviously. And as we were working on the movie, we had really a good relation with the client, and they decided to give us the creative direction of the whole campaign. It was 1 year work, and it was pretty amazing. And as the medium and the landscape were changing, film life decreasing from 1 minute 30, from 1 minute, 40, 45, for 30 seconds, for 50 seconds. Thank you, Instagram. And as we had a good experiences in the cosmetics industry through our years in advertising agency, clients came to us to direct the brand content language for their new makeup collection. 2 years work, multiple expertise from directing, motion design, 3D. It was like everything. It was pretty interesting.
So at this point, with this very disruptive period, with a lot of changes around the studio about what we were doing, we had to be able to transfer our competencies from one field to another. And we understood that we could no longer be experts, but we had to be generalists, where each member of the studio could be able to do any kind of work. So we started as generalists, when we were doing Flash alone as a single one-man job. Then we tried to be experts with each member focusing on one field. And we came back to being generalists because I think that's definitely the way to go now for us. Which takes us now, we made a lot of stuff over the year for the browser. But as we said earlier, many things are shifting in the digital storytelling landscape. And we feel that it's time to move outside of the browser for us. Digital experiences then and now. So this is David on the left.
The same?
Yeah, basically for a long time, digital experiences were, I think, lived as a very solitary experience, like alone in your room on your computer. But now that the display, the outputs, the technology is evolving so much with, I don't know, VR, AR, mobiles, new kind of huge screen, projection mapping everywhere, everything is in much bigger scales and with much higher standards. But at the same time, it's much more accessible too. So we felt that it was time for us to try and do some stuff. So how do we do it? Well, once again, we need to transpose our skill to these new fields. If we were still a team of experts, we would have needed to hire more experts, which doesn't really fit us because we want to stay a small team. But then we shifted to being generalist, and as generalist, what you need is more knowledge, which is what we've been doing over the last few years, gaining more knowledge. And so that's what we like to do because we are very curious and we like to try new stuff. So definitely the way to go for us. And one of the first of the browser project that we did was for Twitter at the CES in Las Vegas. So the project was to create an interactive data visualization of tweets around the world about specific brands and specific subjects. The installation, it was displayed in a private suite in an hotel in Las Vegas at the very top of the hotel. It was a very nice experience to make this, but it was also a bit chaotic because the production was dispatched all around the world from Paris to London, New York, and obviously Las Vegas. And also during the actual display of the experience, I had to stay in the bathroom of the hotel suite with my computer to make sure that everything was working, so it was a bit annoying.
You're always complaining. That's a good one also that this was for a TV show again, a French TV show called The Witnesses. On the left, it was like a real escape game with a VR set in the middle. And on the right, we recreate the entire escape game in 3D. And it was an online game, a two-player game, when one is using the mouse and the other one was interacting with the phone. Quite complete. We even had to hire like an actress to make some motion capture for the main character that you see on the right. Really nice project. And as we always have like a personal project where we are like to mixing all our expertise, we decide to make our wishes, and we decide to make like a printed card, really nice printed card, all craft stuff, with a nice illustration that will lead you to an augmented reality experience. And that was like involving every competencies from HKI, from illustration, development, animation, 3D. And that leads us to a new type of screen to convey advertisement. Basically, you came from Flash, you know how to make a website in HTML, in WebGL, then you're starting to making 3D, you're starting to making movie, you're comfortable with HD format, and then the client proposes you to work on this kind of stuff. When you receive the template, you don't understand where to start, basically. It's a new landscape, it's a 360 place, 200 square meter all around you. It's like really, really huge and a really technical challenge. But when you get it, it's definitely a new landscape and a new medium. And that leads you to now, our new project and new playground. Atelier des Lumières in Paris is the new place, new kind of museum. It's a mapping museum. It's really the place to be in Paris right now. And we've been invited to create a 4-minute piece called Aftermath. The event ended last Thursday, and it was crazy. And I want to share with you a quick preview. So that's really back to the root of HKI, that complete freedom. We saw an opportunity to combine, transpose, and share our competencies, but also to adapt. So imagine for previous projects, I was talking about 200 square meter. Here is 3,000 square meter. Complete new way to telling story. It's like a huge place. It's not a movie theater where you can just sit, you can walk around, discover, completely different, and a real technical challenge. We had to change every computer in the creative department. You have to render 30 different files for each wall, and files are between 50 and 200 gigs. You need time. Rendering issue and everything, but pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a very cool project to work on because we combined every aspect of what we've learned over the years to make it. And we had a cool mix of coding with Unity, motion design in After Effects, 3D in Cinema 4D. As an example, the flower on the top left was made in Cinema 4D and animated in Cinema 4D. But then we exported it to Unity to make particles that fly around the place everywhere. And on the top right, the kind of wavy thing, it was made in Element 3D in After Effects. So just because we were working with Cinema 4D on 1 bit didn't mean that we couldn't use a totally different software, even if it's 3D and it's different. And the tree on the bottom right is done fully procedural, done in Unity. And so like basically a big mix of different technologies.
So as a generalist, it was easier for doing the thing in one project video that we're really proud of. We definitely enjoy working off the browser. And we already work on 2 new pieces for this place, and we are eager to do more. To conclude, how we are now proud generalists. We've learned over the years to being expert is not the way to go for us, but being generalists gives us the opportunity to never stop learning and give us the flexibility to stay a small team and to adapt to new challenges like going off the browser. Before we go, we would like to share with you our latest demo reel. So we'll leave you to that. Thank you for having us. It was a blast. Merci encore.
Thank you.
They wildin' out. Hey! Woke up on the cloud of sauce. Wait, sit. How they be sick? How they be sick like a snitch? 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 How they be sick? My jewelry ain't cool, just like a breeze. How they be sick like a sneeze? How they be sick? Jesus, pieces in the pieces, peanut butter color LV. How they be feasting, all on your nieces. This is a vintage on Kelly Flips. And now rapping season, cause don't need a reason. The buzzer the finger that your knees, bitch. I'm like.